In this video I'll be working on a commission for some good friends who are opening a new independent barber shop called Courage Noble here in Norwich where I live. The requirement was for a benched seating area to be made for 2 bay window alcoves at the front of the shop. After taking some measurements and discussing the design options, I did some 3D drawings in SketchUp and here's what we came up with. These units will provide enough seating for 2 to 3 people on each side of the shop. And as the units would be sitting on top of a raised floor area, they needed to be made quite low so that once installed they would be at a comfortable sitting height. As the back of the units would be visible from the windows of the shop front, we incorporated some stepped shelving to hold some nice plants. There'd be a small gap at the side of the units so that the shop front would still be accessible, like when the plants need watering or the windows need cleaning, for example. They wanted the wood to be as light in colour as possible, so we settled on birch ply for materials, and the design for the interior of the rest of the shop was going to include some metallics, so I suggested using brass dowels as an accent for the joinery. I also made a drawing of the cuts I'd need to make to figure out how much plywood that I would need, and I figured out I'd need 2 sheets. The first job was to collect the plywood at my local timber yard. My plan was to get them to make a cross cut in the sheets so that I could fit them into my van and to make them easier to carry, but unfortunately their panel saw wasn't working, so I had to take them away as full sheets on my roof rack instead. Once I got them back to the workshop, I had the challenge of getting them down on my own. A full sheet of plywood is always difficult to manoeuvre due to the size and the weight, but birch ply is particularly heavy. Balancing them on my head seemed to work best. Another pair of hands would have been great, but there was no one around, so I just had to man up and get on with it. Fortunately, I have one of these sheet material carrying handles, which made the job of carrying it much easier. This works great, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. I set up a workstation in the garden on my sawhorses. Then I contemplated how to lift the plywood on there. Nope. And then I could measure up for that first cross cut that I had wanted to get done at the timber yard. A track saw would have been ideal for this, but I don't have one of those, but my circular saw, a straight edge and a couple of F-clamps did a good job instead. This 36V saw from Hikoki is so powerful and the cut quality was impressive, especially as this was a cross-grain cut. Once I made that same cut to both sheets, I decided to make one rip cut to the sheets using the circular saw 2 to cut out the seat panel, and then with the pieces a more manageable size I could do the rest of the cuts at the table saw. I set it up in the garden where I had a bit more space to work, and it was a nice day in the winter sun. Here I'm cutting the shelves and the front and back of the base, and I set up a little outfeed area using pretty much anything I could find to catch the pieces as they came off the saw. And then I cut out all of the slats for the backrest. I spent some time labelling up all of the pieces because one of the units was going to be about 100mm longer than the other, so I wanted to keep everything organised to save time later. With all those cuts made, I brought everything into the workshop so that I could start working on the side and centre panels for the units. And I did that by referencing from the pieces I'd already cut. And this is where I made a mistake, which I'll talk about later in the video. If I show you the drawing again, you might be able to figure out for yourself what I did wrong. The backrest for the benches would be angled at 15 degrees off 90, so I set my protractor to 75 degrees to mark that up. With one of those shapes carefully marked up, I made as many of the straight cuts as I could at the table saw to get the cleanest, most accurate cuts, and I needed to stop shy of the line here because the circular blade obviously cuts further forward on the underside of the sheet. And I cut the 15-degree angle with my jigsaw, which to my surprise cut really cleanly.
I had planned to make this cut at the bandsaw, but I didn't have quite enough cutting capacity. I then spent some time cleaning up some areas where there was a slight step where the end of the table saw blade cuts met the jigsaw cuts, and I used a chisel for that. This panel would become a template for the other 5 panels that I'd need to cut, so I marked around it 5 times with a pencil onto more of the ply, and then I cut them out just very roughly, cutting on the waste side of the line at the bandsaw. I could then clamp each of those rough cut panels onto my template, and I used a flush cut bit in my router which has a bearing which rides along the template. This worked really well and gave me 6 identically shaped panels. I then clamped all of the panels together flush, and I put them into my vise so that I could then work on the corners with the chisel, because the router bit obviously leaves a circular cut. Before moving on to assembly, there was one more cut I needed to make, and that was to cut the back edge of the seat panel to 15 degrees to match the angle of the backrest. So I set my blade to 75 degrees and made the cut. Now it was time for assembly, and this is where I realised the mistake I mentioned earlier on.
When I marked up the shape for the side panels earlier in the video, I'd forgotten to account for the thickness of the front and back base panels, which meant that I needed to trim 18mm from the length at both ends. Fortunately, it was an easy fix. I offered up a small piece of the plywood, scribed a line, and then I could line that up with my mitre saw blade to trim off the excess at both ends.
Assembly for this one was quite straightforward, just glued and clamped up butt joints, and I used my parallel clamps for this. I started with the 2 end panels, making sure that all of the edges were as flush as I could get them. And then I found the centre so that I could glue and clamp the panel in the middle. I used a small square to check it was plumb, and then I wiped away excess glue with a damp cloth. Then I could glue on the seat panel. Here you can see that 15-degree angle that I cut a moment ago meeting the backrest. And I used F-clamps to hold the seat panel in place. I then did exactly the same with the 2 shelves. I couldn't get an F-clamp in the centre though, so I just applied some heavy weights to the top shelf instead. So that was the end of day 1 of the build. As I haven't yet completed the installation of the units to the shop, I've decided to split this project up into 2 videos, so the next part of the video will cover the rest of the build and the installation too. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.